So what was your favorite part of Super Bowl 55? For a lot of us, really wasn't just the game itself, because the game actually kind of turned into a dog anyway.
Yeah, a lot of people were interested in the ads and the halftime show, among other things. Yes, Sadie Thoma, Director of U.S. Creative Partnerships at Google, is with us to talk about what people were talking about the morning after the Super Bowl.
There's always the morning after, Sadie. So let's talk about some of the big things. You know, one of the big things that people were searching was Alexa's body. And I think after they realized what Alexa's body was, people started searching it.
That was hilarious.
I know. It was a good one. It was a good one.
Yes. Well, thank you for having me. That was the #1 most viewed ad yesterday from Game Day, for sure. Alexa's body featuring Michael B. Jordan. Very funny, very clever, interesting way to talk about the product in a sort of lighthearted way. That got a lot of positive buzz on YouTube in particular. And then the other ads that we saw in the top 3, #2 was Jeep, the middle, with Bruce Springsteen, the boss. That was a 2-minute long ad. Obviously more poignant message there, a little more serious around the reuniting of the country. And #3 was Cadillac. It was Edgar Scissorhands, which was Edward Scissorhands' son, and showing how he could drive Scissorhands free in the new lyric. So those were the top 3 that we saw on YouTube, most viewed, most talked about, and we're seeing the numbers continue to rise. So more to come. We've got everything on youtube.com/adblitz, so you can check out all the ads. If you missed any of them, you can check them out there.
So Sadie, do you have any information about when the Salma Hayek size Alexa is available? Because I have a credit card handy if you're taking orders.
I'm sure that opened the door to a lot of that conversation.
Oh, okay. I loved all the attention to the detail in the commercials, because when the Jeep ad came up, I'm like, I know that voice. That's the boss. And then when Edgar Scissorhands came out, I'm going, is that Winona Ryder? She was in the movie. I loved how much they paid attention to it, for people to kind of find Easter eggs online and watch them again and again.
That's right. Well, there's a lot of nostalgia that's typically kind of, played around with when it comes to Super Bowl. Obviously, Jeep last year featured Bill Murray, talked about Groundhog Day. Edward Scissorhands this year. We had Wayne's World, plus Cardi B for Uber Eats. So nostalgia and sort of that recognition definitely goes a long way to connect with people and to kind of make people tune in and sort of maybe get more attention during the game, for sure.
I'm wondering what other people were searching for besides the ads, because we saw those, but what else? I would imagine people were wondering about Tom Brady, Patrick Mahomes, those and their ages, because they're so disparate, But what else were people searching?
Yeah, well, I mean, people are always, during Super Bowl, people are always searching for the players. And you're right, #1 searched player yesterday during the game was Tom Brady, obviously making history yesterday. And #2 was Patrick Mahomes, on a very strong trajectory himself. #3 was the Gronk, Rob Gronkowski, of course, 2 touchdowns last night, and then also Tom Brady's right hand. I don't know if you saw, there was a T-Mobile ad also featuring Tom Brady and the Gronk. That was pretty funny. So people are always searching for the players. And, we live in a world now where people want to know more about the athletes off the field, and you want to kind of dive in a bit more, and people are watching the game with their phones in their hand, ready to search and find out more. So for sure the athletes were searched for. And then we saw other questions being asked on Google during the game. For example, people were searching for cardboard cutouts, understanding more about that. That's obviously unique to our time. People were searching for how many ads or how many fans are allowed at the Super Bowl, which this year obviously was a very different year. That was spiking over 5,000%. And then people were searching for who's the female ref. People.
Oh, yeah.
And that was a big milestone moment for Sarah Thomas last night, first female Super Bowl ref. So, we see a lot of interesting activity. People are watching the game, they're curious, and they're searching.
I actually started to search myself for the Weekend Us masks, Jordan Peele, and as I started to do it, it autofilled, because so apparently a lot of people were going, are those masks from the movie Us? What's going on here? A lot of people had the same questions.
Yes, that's right. Well, the Weekend also had a lot of search activity, for sure, as any halftime show I guess we can expect. But people were searching for him before him. People were on his YouTube channel during his performance. It was peaking over 1.6 million viewers during his performance during the halftime show. So he got a lot of activity. I will say in our household, we are Weekend fans. So my kids were very excited about that performance, and they were probably tuned in for that, if nothing else, last night.
Well, I'm glad to know what everybody was searching for, so now I can start searching that. In fact, that's probably what I'm going to Google this morning. What were people Googling last night? So, Sadie, thanks a lot for taking the time for us. Appreciate it.
I appreciate you having me. Thank you.